needs to protect its interests. Hello my friends, I'm happy to be with you once again, and of course I want to bring to your attention, as you may already know, about the intended budget cuts announcement by the opposition. First of all, we need to highlight the fact that an opposition that could actually plan and declare its intention to cut the budget in the first place could not be a constructive opposition, simply because there has been no presentation of the national budget as yet. There is no idea as to what is contained in the national budget. Those information are with the Minister of Finance and has not yet been released, made public. So as a result of their announcement, it shows their intent of being vindictive, spiteful, and wicked, and certainly could not be constructive. And therefore, I put the Guyanese society on alert for this kind of intended wickedness coming from the opposition. I believe that all of these things are intended to create serious rollback in our society, with our developmental projects, with our developmental agenda, with the progress that has been ongoing in this country. And I believe that all of us as Guyanese need to rise up against this kind of behavior from the opposition, certainly vindictive and reckless, and certainly we need to be on the alert for more of any such behavior coming from the opposition. And this, of course, is in collaboration with APNU and the AFC. The AFC by Mr. Ramjattan himself first making the announcement, and then just recently we saw the leader of the opposition, Mr. David Granger, making the similar announcement about intended budget cuts. What the opposition did not say is the fact that the government has been engaging them in budget talks and trying to work with them as part of its stakeholder arrangement. Every year the government speak with different stakeholders and various stakeholders on the formulation of the budget, and this year has been no exception, the opposition included. And as a result of those talks, we've had delays because many of the opposition people, in particular Mr. Carl Greenwich, has been absenting himself from these meetings, and so the meetings have been stalled, and so the work of that stakeholder group has been stalled, simply because the opposition identified the APNU, Mr. Greenwich, as its economic and finance expert, and so the meetings could not necessarily progress in the way it ought to without the presence of Mr. Greenwich and his inputs. And so they are using his absence. Mr. Greenwich is deliberately, it would appear, absenting himself from these meetings, and then at the same time wanting to say that the government is exercising bad faith in terms of these budget engagements. And certainly you couldn't have it both ways. And these are some of the things that we need to continually bring to your attention, because the opposition and its media sycophants, all along they try to distort and to misinform you, particularly the Kaitro News try to misinform you on what is happening and what is the real story in relation to these issues. So the budget talks, the Minister of Finance is awaiting, and Mr. Granger should be decent enough to encourage Mr. Greenwich to attend those talks. Despite, I think they should put aside their differences. We know that they were in a feud because of running for the leadership position of the PNC, but I think by now they should resolve the bitterness between themselves, and Mr. Granger, as leader of that party and leader of the opposition, should encourage Mr. Greenwich to attend those meetings and to have these meetings go on the way it ought to. So, my friends, I'll be bringing you more of these issues from time to time. Stay tuned.